This episode is brought to you by McAfee.
Yes! Playoff tickets! Just need to click here and... Wait, what? Fake site? Good thing McAfee threw the red flag. That would have been $400 gone.
McAfee blocks risky sites so you don't pay for seats and other things that don't exist. Plans start at just $39.99 for your first year. That's cheaper than parking on game day. Learn more at McAfee.com/online protection.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Guys, Bobby Roast Beef here. We got Jigs and Biggs, and we are back, baby. It is episode 300 officially. We've done this 300 times. I can't believe that. Like, I haven't done anything with this level of consistency in my life ever, but here we are, and we got a great show for you this week, guys. We got a live poll segment that is fantastic this week. We got 4 different calls. A couple of those are congratulations calls. We love that stuff, so we're going to get those in there from some longtime listeners. We also have a couple of really, really great questions, some thought-provoking ones, and one that's kind of a follow-up on last week's, which is really, really awesome. In Just the Tip this week, because it is the holiday season, we got some stuff to talk about as far as if you are getting or buying gifts for your angling friends, or maybe somebody's asking you, hey, what can I get you to go fish with? It's all about gift giving in this week's Just the Tip. We got a juicy FTG this week that I just found out about, and I am stoked to hear. A really great headline segment, and we've got information regarding lodging for the 300th episode party. Yeah, we're celebrating this episode right here. We're doing it in January. Details coming up. You don't want to go too far. Much more Jigs and Biggs goodness coming up right after this. Let's go. Folks, here we are. It is a good time. We got one of our jig heads in here with us, Todd Sefton, fishing the sticks. He says, good morning. He goes, nothing wrong with thermals. Fuck this cold. Nothing comfortable about it. Dude, let's just start there. And let me explain why we're even talking about thermal underwear. So, Joe, first off, good morning. How are you?
I am awesome. And it's funny because I'm glad we're going to talk about thermals because I wore thermals that were issued to me for the first time in forever under my uniform the other day because it was so fucking cold.
Oh, you're talking, what was it, Thursday when it was like 5
Thursday
degrees?
Or Friday? Yeah,
and
it was just
bad.
Yeah.
Yep. It was bad.
They were like at the bottom of my drawer. I was like, I'm going to wear these today.
So I have been dealing with it. So here's my current situation, what I'm dealing with. I've lost a decent amount of weight right now, and I am fucking freezing. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I am freezing, man. And I am like, all right, so I'm thinking about like this. I want to be super active this winter. I want to get out and do some hiking and do some outdoor stuff. And I've had ads all over the place for like these lined ripstop pants. Now, here's the problem. Bobby Roast Beef, at least right now, is a really difficult fit because I'm really, really fat and I'm really, really short. And those are not measurements that companies like to put much into. So like ripstop, I don't know if I can like tailor them or whatever or something like that, but I'm looking for something like off the shelf, and it ain't happening.
Yeah, so, lined ripstop, I don't think you could.
That's the thing. I don't think it's something that you can tailor easily.
No, you could maybe like cuff them at the bottom, but then because they're lined, it would look kind of fucky.
It would look, yeah, exactly. And on top of that, like I don't want any water to like absorb up and through. Like I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of a lip there that kind of keeps that from happening. But so
you know how you solve that problem?
What's that?
Fly to Turkey and get that fucking leg lengthening fucking surgery that the models get.
That's exactly what I should do. Exactly what I should do. What am
Holy
I
shit,
thinking?
Bobby, you're 6'4" now.
It's amazing. Is that Bobby or Sean? So I was like, you know what? I'm like, I've got a good thing going. And it was like Thursday or Friday. Now, I don't wear the thermal underwear often. Like, I usually save it for like when it's really fucking cold. Like, I always have them when I camp, and I'm going out in the winter, and I always have them like packed in case I need them. And when I'm sleeping in the truck, I will sleep in them. But I'm like, I'm just going to give it a go. And I wore them the other day, and I wore them all day. I wore them hosting trivia. I wore them all day. I was like, these are fucking nice. So I'm just like, and I don't buy anything fancy. I buy like the cheap Carhartt, synthetic ones. And I'm like, they're good. So I ordered like 2 more pairs and another pair of the tops too. Because I'm like I've got a wedding on Saturday and the ceremony is outside. And I'm like, I'm not, no. Nah, I'm putting these on.
I think they're calling for some snow on Saturday.
Yeah,
too.
I got a feeling we're gonna get hammered. I think
we're having Emma's birthday party on Saturday.
Oh, on Saturday?
Like,
yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. I have such a crazy week this week, but we got a couple things to talk about. First off, if you're just tuning in to Jigs and Bigs for the very first time at episode 300, first off, thanks for being here. We love that you guys are here. You feel free to dive back to the back catalog, but I'm going to try and get you caught up as much as possible. Joe and myself, Bobby Roast Beef, are 2 absolutely insane hardcore anglers from the northeastern part of the country. We're absolutely ate up with fishing. So we decide to weekly talk about it as much as we can. Even, when it gets slow this time of year, because like we've got skim ice all over here. I'm sure it's coming around your area too, Joe, right?
Oh, dude, we're going to be ice fishing before Christmas,
I know.
I
think it's going to be that quick. It really is. Yep. I've seen some folks like a little bit further north that are like, oh yeah, we're on the ice. We got 4 or 5 inches already. I'm like, are you for real? That's nuts. It don't take much. It don't take much. But so that's where we're at. But we still continue to talk open water fishing all year round, and we try to do so and involve this amazing fishing community that's here. That's why you hear me mention Todd Sefton and our jig heads. These are our Patreon followers that are watching us do the recording actually live on YouTube as we do this, and they get a chance to kind of jump in and be part of the conversation as well. So any comments that our jig heads leave, we're going to go ahead and reference them as long as we can catch them in time where it all kind of makes sense. This show is a little bit for everybody, whether you're the weekend warrior angler or you're the most hardcore tournament angler that there is. We all have that one passion in common, and this show is your weekly source of fishy entertainment and fishy adjacent entertainment as well. So strap right in, get ready. I should mention also that there are a couple of YouTube channels you guys can follow for the video component of this. There's the Jigs and Bigs YouTube channel, but also Joe's American Vet Fishing as well. Go and sub to those right now. We're on all the social medias, American Vet Fishing, Jigs and Bigs. Go ahead and follow us over there. Speaking of content, did you see that ridiculous reel I put together, that remix this week? It's a woman talking about being impressed by a guy blowing a massive rail of cocaine and then literally offering up, quote unquote, how did she word it? Oh,
any hole available.
Did you see that? That is my number 1 most viewed piece of content on Instagram ever.
That's so crazy.
I'm going to give it 10 more minutes. It's going to break 30,000 fucking views. So I'm like, and less than 2% are followers. I cannot figure that platform out. It just does what it wants.
Dude, me neither, dude. Me neither.
It's crazy. So I was like, I saw this clip, and there was another type of a reel that was on there, and I was like, I'm gonna just remix this and see what happens. I threw our logo on there. I made a little funny joke, something for the OGs that listen, a little reference to Chicopee shit, because that reel is Chicopee shit, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%. So I'm like, yeah, all right, we'll go ahead and put this together, and then I'm like, you've reached X amount number of likes. You've X amount number of views. I look at it today. It's 28,000 people have watched that reel. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, I'm just, at this point, get ready, because this winter's about to get weird, because the content I've got lined up is going to get kind of crazy. Like I mentioned earlier, we are celebrating the 300th episode. This is kind of a big deal. I mean, 300 of anything is a lot. You know what I'm saying? It really is in the grand scheme of things. And here we are, 300 episodes deep into Jigs and Bigs. And for those that aren't aware, we are celebrating this with another one of our regular celebratory parties when we hit these milestones. So the 300th episode is, first off, sponsored and brought to you by our good friends, Dark Horse Tackle, which is awesome. This is a live event that's happening at Nathan Bill's Bar and Restaurant in Springfield, Massachusetts, but it is going to be live streamed on the Jigs and Bigs YouTube channel. So if you can't be here in the Western Mass area, you can definitely be part of the show and get involved with some of the amazing giveaways, because we have some awesome giveaways, some great prizes coming that are, some of the partners we're working with. We got Pig Jigs, we've got a Chegan, we've got, who else do we have? Man, I gotta look at this list. You know what? I'm going to dig this list up and we'll go through it. But we got a bunch of folks that are giving away some really great prizes, some awesome door prizes for the people that are in attendance. And it's just going to be a whole lot of fun. We've got some fun stuff lined up for you. I think everybody is going to be pretty excited about it. But there's a little bit of an update. So for those folks that are traveling, and we have some that are traveling, I have some bad news and I have some good news. So the bad news is Bobby Roast Beef was working on trying to do some kind of a collaboration with a locally managed hotel so that we could offer some type of lodging discount if folks wanted to come up and stay and do their thing. And this has been going on for weeks now, like weeks. I've been going back and forth and it hasn't, it's basically, we had a hotel that accepted the bid for it, but never followed up to provide us like booking information or anything. And I've been working with the sort of the person that's running things in the middle as often as possible and checking in. And it's the same thing. They're like, yeah, I'm just getting a brick wall. I'm getting a brick wall. So I made a judgment call last Friday on my way to work. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of a service for anybody who is considering coming up here and staying for the 300th episode if you're coming up. So I have a handful of lodging options that are relatively close to the event venue. And I should mention that this event is happening on Saturday, January 24th. But the Friday, the 23rd, I am modifying my current trivia night to become a fishy trivia gathering. So if you're coming up and you want to be here for Friday night, you can get in on that as well. It's kind of like a little early hang, and it is going to be tailored toward the fishy folks, and we're gonna do a full game. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. So let's get into some of the options for lodging right here. First, I'll go through the upper tier options. We have a couple of them, and then we've got a couple of mid tier options, and then for the more budget minded folks, I have 3 that are budget minded. So first off, we've got, if you want to be downtown Springfield, right at MGM, and have access to the casino, like walk out your room and go and gamble your life away, you can do that. So MGM Springfield has lodging. It's only about 10 minutes away from Nathan Bill's. So you're very, very close. It's actually a really fast Uber too. And rates there go anywhere from as low as $125 up to $180 plus, depending on your, amenities and stuff. Then there's the Marriott downtown. It's same distance. It's basically right downtown with it, about 10 minutes away. That's going to start around $135 and can exceed $200. And I will have links that will be in this description for the podcast, but also everybody who's bought tickets will get an email, and this will be listed in the ticket link as well. So when you get your tickets, you'll be able to do everything sort of from one spot. Your mid-tier options here, there's 2 of them. We've got Hampton Inn and Suites, downtown Springfield. These are it's in that same distance, 10 to 12 minutes away. These are going to run you as low as like about $120, some of these rates, and up. That's going to depend, obviously, on the dates. And then there's a Holiday Inn Express, which is actually, I think, for the money, I think Holiday Inn Express is great. I've stayed at a couple of them. That is a little bit closer. It's about 8 minutes away, and its rates start at about $110, and they can go upwards to about $160. Now, your budget options are as follows. We've got a La Quinta Inn and Suites in Springfield, which is 10 to 12 minutes out. That one goes as low as about $110 up to caps out about $150. Courtyard by Marriott in West Springfield is a little bit further away. It's about 15 to 18 minutes out from the event venue. Rates there are about $120-ish. And then this is the most budget friendly, with the lowest rates, is the Red Roof Inn in Enfield, Connecticut. Now, I know you're like, but the show's in Massachusetts. What are you going to do? Enfield is right on the border of Massachusetts. And this Red Roof Inn is right on I-91. So it is probably the least traffic you're going to run into for the most part, for the majority of the distance you're going to go through there. Those rates start as low as $75 when I check them out. So that might be something to look into. I would expect to be about 20, 25 minutes to get to the event space. Again, all of these are things that are a relatively, a reasonable Uber ride if you want to a rideshare in or something like that for sure. Especially if you're going to be staying with other folks that are attending. Maybe you just guys split an Uber back and forth and save yourself. But there's plenty of parking. Feel free. It's a really, really easy commute to get over to the event venue. So that's what we've got for you this week as far as an update and the regarding the party happening in January. Here's some lodging options. Again, I apologize that this whole thing with offering a discount code kind of fell through, but hey, it wouldn't be a Jigs and Bigs event if Bobby Roast Beef didn't get fucked in the ass a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. But, hey, at least we're getting it out of the way early. That's I think.
That's right. That's right.
Todd Sefton jumps in. He goes, "What movie was that from?" I think he's talking about the woman in that reel. I don't know what movie that was from. Somebody in the comments of that reel had said that was a conversation about Charlie Sheen, which kind of makes the line "at that time" sound even funnier. But that is, if you're a fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, that's the woman that played Roxy, the hooker that Frank was going to marry.
That's right.
Yeah, and she was one of the servers from the movie Waiting with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, she was one of the servers in there. In fact, she was the one that did the whole shut the fuck up and wash the goddamn dishes or some shit like that. That's her. So I don't know. I was like, I know I knew her from somewhere, but I have no idea what that's from. But man, what a freaking wild week. How was your week, Joe? You do anything interesting here?
Oh, not really. I mean, worked.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I was telling you that that I had to run to Home Depot after this, and it's for those of you out there, I've been kind of redoing my kitchen, some other stuff around the house, and did the countertops, new sink, all that jazz, and I had to do the backsplash, and we bought this backsplash, and I put 2 sections of it up yesterday. And I'm sitting looking at just like this, arms crossed. I'm standing back looking at it, and Meg comes up.
Uh-oh.
She stands next to me and she's looking at it, and we're quiet. And then she looks over.
Something's coming.
And she goes,
"I hate it.
I fucking hate it." And I go, "Oh my God, me too." I was waiting for you to say that. So ripped it off. Gonna return the rest of it, and we gotta try something different. We both hated it, so it's you
gotta do what you gotta do, though. You
live and learn. We went kind of we tried to go kind of budget friendly with that, and it was looking at it, it was very obvious, and I was like, oh, gross.
Yeah.
So we gotta go deal with that bullshit today. Some Christmas shopping.
Yeah. But with a backsplash, that's where that there's so much style that comes into your kitchen with a backsplash that you that kind of shit will show. You're 100% right.
Yep. So
I had a feeling that's what it was going to be.
I hate it.
Fuck you. She didn't say, she's like, I fucking hate it. I was like, great. Oh my God, me too.
At least you agreed.
I know. Because if she was like, I love it, I would have been like, oh my God, me too.
Well, I was thinking if you were like, I can live with it, and she was like, I hate it, you were still going to be redoing it.
Yep. That's it.
No, that's good.
That's it.
At least you guys agree on it, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
And it was only 2 sections. That's the positive.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Damn.
So yeah, man. Other than that, it was a freaking quiet week. Just nothing fishy. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing another Whatnot show here next weekend, a big one.
Nice.
So yeah, preparing for that, and that's it, man. I
am so excited to see that Whatnot show. That is going to be one of those apps that I am downloading and deleting regularly.
Yeah, you're going to need to, dude.
Because I get a little bit too stoned at night and a little bit too loose with spending money to not fuck. This could be very bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I got my hands on some pretty cool shit.
I bet.
That's going to be on there, yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I think it'd be pretty goddamn cool. I gambled and lost this week.
Ooh, tell me about it.
I did not think we were going to get the amount of snow that we got this week on Tuesday. And my boat is full of snow. I 100% thought that I was going to be out fishing yesterday. 100%. And I was like, I might even send it on Friday. And then, obviously we had that. And I'll be honest, like Saturday wouldn't have been terrible. I could have dragged it out to the Cape and done that. But I got the whole, hey, honey, we need to do X, Y, and Z today. So that put the kibosh on my fishing plans there. So I said, all right, no sweat, whatever. Yeah, man, I didn't even put the cover on my boat. I was like, nope. We're going to fucking send it. So, yeah, I literally have like 8 inches of snow in my boat right now. And I got to go get as much of it out as I can. I'm going to take it out to the mall where I can park on a little bit of a hill where there's brand new blacktop. And just the next sunny day that we have this week, I'm going to do some of my office work from the truck while that just gets a little bit of a suntan, and dries out a little bit. That's the plan. Yeah, it sucked. I was like, God damn it. I really, really was planning on being at the Cape on Saturday. And I'm like, even then, like, I would have had to deal with it there, Yeah. Shovel it out or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to be in there shoveling soon.
They're getting they're getting some cold ass weather too. So who knows? They might be getting skim ice as well.
I don't know about it yet. Like their temps have been dipping down there, but they've been coming up a little bit better. And Saturday actually looked really good because it was going to be cold, but not windy. And that's the worst part of it, man, is the wind is just, it's so brutal. I'd rather be out in the freezing cold where it's still, you know, and it's a little bit easier to kind of like, it doesn't take so much out of you. But again, like I'm fucking freezing these days. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Layers are everything, man. I'm in full thermal underwear right now. Because I have a wedding. I have the rehearsal for that ceremony because I'm officiating. So this is going to be my Saturday is going to be insane. I have a massive corporate event coming up on the Friday for like 500 people, which is crazy. It's so crazy that I had to actually buy like additional televisions to put up the visual displays and stuff like that. I sunk some money into this. It's kind of crazy, but that's what's cool is now I have those resources for other things, which is pretty awesome. I've also been toying around like this week. I took a little bit of a dive into, some infrastructure for the podcast that would be possibly very helpful for the live party in January on the 24th. And that is how I use the Rodecaster to record the podcast? Yeah. They make a video version. Oh, sick. And it's both. There's a couple of them. There's like a full scale one and then a more compact, smaller one. Even the smaller one, they have a feature that is like, it's like an automated switching program where what it does is it follows the audio source. Mm-hmm. So you assign a camera to a mic and then you assign another camera to another mic. And then every time there's silence, it goes to a third input, which is just like the 2-shot. So it's nothing that would work for like what we're doing here, which I mean would be kind of cool, but like the switching here is relatively easy. Like, we can do some pretty simple shit, but, I'm like for in person, that would just be amazing. Nice thing is, so then I followed up with our source for renting the video switcher for the live stream there. It does not have that feature, and I'm gonna have to get sort of cute with what we're doing for cameras too. This might be something. So we'll figure it out.
I got a couple cameras. So.
Yeah, it's my issue is that I had been. Remember when we were up at St. Lawrence River and we recorded the show up there and Binya and I were yeah. So I tried initially to use my DJI camera as the camera for that live stream. And I was connecting wirelessly and it would run for about 15 minutes or so and then it would just overheat. And I think it was because it was doing it wirelessly. I think that's what the issue was.
Yeah, I mean, I have my mirrorless that we could use and I have the capture card for it and shit to live stream with it. So that could be an option.
That might be the way to do it because this switcher is pretty nice. Like we can actually right from it just run directly to YouTube off of that, which is awesome. I'm just not sure how we're going to feed audio to it. I'll have to get cute with that. I'm sure I have plenty of outputs to work it out, but we're going to have to do some kind of a dry run and experiment a little bit or figure it out and see what we can put together. But So I've been toying around with that. The idea is like, is this something I want to invest in necessarily? I don't really know. I'm not going to be doing multicam stuff like in this setting at all. So not necessarily something I need to do, but for a live setting, it might not be too bad. Bring something out on the road and, set up a few cameras and let it go and play around with it as we get there. But fucking wild, dude. Just goddamn wild.
Yep.
Let's see. Other than that, man, my week was pretty crazy. My daughter did not have school because we got crazy amounts of snow on Tuesday. And again, like I'm just in my backyard and I'm like, this sucks. This is like, I felt like Michael Scott. This is the worst. This is the worst. I'm like, this is terrible. Benny is texting me pictures from up in Vermont where they already have safe ice. People are sending him reports. I got like 4 or 5 inches already up there. We've got skim ice everywhere. I'm like, I feel like an empty nester. Like it's just a part of my life is just gone now. It's crazy.
Yep.
So it is what it is. And, I've just been, we're now it's time to just make as much content as we can. I did book a few of the, like the Jighead profile, like YouTube segments. One of them with John Higgins. I got one with Rachel Mullins, Adventure Titties. I'm recording with her tomorrow and that'll be on YouTube later this week. So, and she's a good talker too. Like we can go back and forth. It'll be pretty badass. And then I'm working on a couple other chunks of, I'm sort of planning out the holiday vlog. Now, this is actually one thing that crossed my mind, Joe. So I'm looking at the calendar the other day and I'm like, Christmas is coming, obviously, as the theme of this week's Just the Tip. But like, we've got this week here, next week, and then the following week, the week of the 22nd, I'm out of town. I actually leave on the 21st. I'm out of town for the entire week until the 28th.
That's right.
I'll be in now recording the show that week's going to be really easy because I'm going to be off. Like I'm going to have all the free time. So that's not an issue. We got to determine when we're going to record for the show that drops on the 23rd. So that would be like the 20th. That would be that Saturday. That would be the last time I'd be for sure good to go. Mm-hmm. The Sunday evening, I could record we're staying, we have a hotel that night in Virginia. So we're not doing this in one jaunt all the way down.
Right.
So it is possible, like I could go into the business center or something of that hotel. I'll look in advance and make sure it happens. And I could record there. Shit, I could record from the truck if I had to.
Right.
So that is a possibility. So because I know I'll have access to network there. So that'll be all right. But yeah, then the rest of the week, I'm wide open. Absolutely wide open. I am planning on doing some fishing down there. And I think I'm going to do a full travel vlog. See what I come up with.
Sick.
My wife and kids are not going to be happy with that.
That's all right.
They're not going to be happy with that at all, dude. Oh, my God. We got Todd Sefton chimes in. He goes, I don't know if it's safe here, but people are on ice out this way. Yeah, I believe it. I think Debo has some ice fishing videos already.
Ugh.
Out there. I think he does. At which I'm like, man, I can't. Some of these northern anglers, they just transition right to that with no issue.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man, they're just like, yeah, I'm on it. I'm like, God, fight it nonstop, dude. Oh my goodness. So with all that said, man, show 300, Joe, this is wild, man. You've been here for the last 100 episodes as a host. You know? That's crazy, man. That's congratulations.
Nuts. Thank you.
And chat, here's the thing. This is what pissed me off the other day. ChatGPT doesn't realize that. Number one, ChatGPT doesn't realize that Sean is not a co-host any longer. He hasn't been on the show in like almost 2 years. And not only that, but they always spell his name wrong because he spells his name SHAWN instead of SEAN. Yeah, so like I'll ask ChatGPT about what was it? I think it was when I was looking up hotels, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, so they'll be able to come and check out Bobby and Sean's wild antics at Nathan Bill's, and I'm like, slow your roll, Terminator, slow your fucking roll, Skynet. All right, good God, why don't we get why don't we go ahead and get into it? We got a headline this week, right?
Oh yeah,
I fucking love a headline.
This is Jason Momoa, and I'll be your finance professor today. Welcome to Banking Smarter 101 with Chime. Bam! First lesson, sign up for Chime and set up direct deposit. You'll be joining millions of members banking fee-free. Second lesson, get cash back on eligible purchases while building credit and a higher APY on your savings. That's how you bank smarter this season. Fa-la-la-la-la, class dismissed. Join Chime today.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and a secure Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/fees-info. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secure Chime Visa credit card purchases. On-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn about credit building and more at chime.com.
Here's my 30-second story with Guinness. As soon as my sister and I get home for the holidays, we don't even unpack. We head straight to our pub. The bartender already knows our order, Guinness and fries. We laugh all night, catch up with old friends, and walk home with faces sore from smiling. It's one of my favorite nights of the year. That was my 30-second story with Guinness.
Guinness Draft Stout. Please enjoy responsibly. Imported by Diageo Beer Company, USA, New York, New York.
All right, Bobby. So we are jumping across the pond for this one, all the way over in Europe, because a fisherman was digging for worms and instead finds treasure.
Oh. Okay.
All the unnamed Swedish fishermen set out to find just some worms. Okay. I would also choose to be unnamed if I found a bunch of treasure.
Sure.
Instead, when he hit pay dirt, it wasn't the cachet of live bait that he expected to find around his summer home. It was roughly 6 kilograms, or a little more than 13 pounds, of pearls, beads, rings, pendants, and silver coins dating to the early Middle Ages.
Dude, that's crazy.
A September 18th press release from the Stockholm County Administrative Board described the 12th century hall as unusually large and well preserved, and noted that the impressive find, located outside the capital city of Stockholm, Sweden, though an exact location hasn't been made public to preserve the integrity of both known and potential dig sites, was already being investigated, studied, and documented by archaeologists. This is probably one of the largest silver treasures from the early Middle Ages that has been found in Sweden, said board antiquarian Sophia Anderson. We don't yet know exactly how many coins there are, but I think it could be upwards of 20,000. Most of the objects are well preserved, but the copper cauldron in which they were found in is unfortunately not as well preserved. Plenty of verified details have been released, though. The time-worn cauldron buried underground for more than 850 years protected the silver coins well enough that the thin artifacts, uneven edges, raised designs, and dotted borders remained detailed. Some of those coins show medieval bishops holding hooked staffs. Researchers suspect another coin depicting building could be of a church. Other coins are embossed with the name of likeliness of Swedish king Knut Eriksson, including Canutus, the Latin word for newt. And it basically just keeps going on and on about the history of these coins and stuff, but I wish they would have told us a monetary value.
That would have been amazing.
To see that.
Might be one of those things where the stuff is so old where like they
just
could do
priceless there.
Yeah, where they could do like a value of like, okay, so this is how much it is in gold, this is how much it is in whatever materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. I will tell you, and this is a perfect example of how you don't grow older, you just get bigger. Because the second you said Swedish fisherman, I immediately went, birdie. Immediately. And yeah, that's a problem. And I was about to riff on, I think we should do like a Swedish fisherman line of apparel, but I don't want Jim Henson to, come up from the grave specifically and choke the life out of me. So yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. But I'm like, that's freaking nuts, dude. Yeah, like 20,000 coins, period. It's like, screw the copper cauldron.
And it's on his property, so like it wasn't exactly like public property.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy, man.
That's nuts, dude. Payday.
That's a wicked payday. Good for him. And really, you got to figure, like, at that point when you're digging around, I mean, that's just one guy with a shovel, right? Probably bring in some excavation equipment and figure out what else you got. Now you're going to have a giant hole there.
Yep.
I'm thinking you fill that sucker and make it a trophy fishery.
Hell yeah.
Let's just turn it over. You know what I mean? I think it's a beautiful thing.
Make a necklace for each fish out of the fucking artifacts.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done here. There's some opportunity that I think is not being missed.
There is.
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Rapala a Swedish company?
I believe. Oh, originally I believe so. I mean, now it's not. It's owned by fucking
Blackstone. BlackRock.
Seriously.
Not Blackstone.
No, I think they're pure fishing. I think Rapala's pure fishing.
Oh, really? No shit. Huh.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Yeah, I know that they're huge in Europe, but that would be interesting. I mean, sponsor that motherfucker. You know. Wow, that is nuts. I can only imagine. I should start digging in my backyard because you never know.
You might find like bodies,
shopping carts,
and crack,
and crack,
and fentanyl.
And crack.
Well, in my neighborhood, you never find that. You know why?
Why is that?
Because the copper cauldron would have already been dug up and then sold for scrap from somebody to buy fentanyl. That's why.
Now it's for sale at the pawn shop for $30.
Exactly. $30, this copper cauldron. Oh, yeah. It's got a big crack in it. Oh, good Lord. All right, guys. Well, we got a really good segment coming up in this next segment. It's our Just the Tip segment. And I struggled a little bit with what we were going to do as far as a topic here. And then it hit me. We're talking about holiday gift giving and holiday deals. There's a lot of opportunity to save some money right now. And what are some good things that are worth getting your hands on? So we'll talk about that coming up in Just the Tip. We got a great FTG. And I think I'm going to have to pop the popcorn during the break here because from what I understand, this is a doozy. And our Live Well segment is out of this world this week, folks. Go ahead, grab yourself something to enjoy and sink your teeth into what we've got for episode number 2, or for segment number 2 of Jigs and Bigs. We'll be right back. Don't go too far.
And perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels. Or, ouch, ouch, you're on my hair.
Okay.
All righty, guys. So one of the things about Jigs and Bigs, we always like to give you guys a little bit of insight, some of our own opinions, some of our own thoughts, and weigh in on things that you can kind of get the most out of everything fishy in the world, in life, really. And this week we are talking about holiday gifts. You know, I mean, it's the buzz everybody right now is talking about is you know, what do you get the angler in your life? You know, when somebody asks you for, you know, an idea of what they can get you as a gift, if they want to get you something fishy. Or maybe you're using this opportunity to take full advantage of the sale prices and promotional prices that are out there right now to restock up on a few things. Let's talk about it all right here, guys. So what is it about this is sort of like a little bullet list for holiday, we'll call it holiday tackle tactics. What do you think of that? I like that. Holiday tackle tactics. So
I like that.
Why this matters, we're right in this holiday sales window. Like, you are bombarded. Everybody's promoting like the 12 days of Fishmas or like their Black Friday sales, their holiday specials. They're featuring individual items, all kinds of good stuff. And good friends of the show getting in on this too. You cannot miss it if you're on social media. It's all there. It's a perfect opportunity for anglers to either restock or get gift smart in the either giving or receiving category. And most people want to buy fishing stuff for someone, if they're folks that fish, but they might not necessarily have any idea what's, you know, useful, actually going to be appreciated, or even like what's safe for what they're doing, or in some cases even legal, you know? So let's talk. There's certain universal, like, can't miss gift ideas that are going to work, like universal sort of lures that pretty much anybody can use. You know, we're talking about, you know, like a lipless crank. pretty much everybody's going to be able to utilize a lipless crank, something like that. So if you really want to buy somebody a lure, something like that might work. Ned rigs and finesse plastics, pretty much a home run any which way you look at it. Jig heads, other terminal tackle, and especially tungsten. This is a great time to get some of that stuff that you're going to make use of. Line in some common sizes, whether you're talking about braid and, more finesse sizes, 10 to 20 pound, or your 30 pound braid for more conventional stuff, or for your frog and your heavy stuff, your 50, 65 pound braid, fluorocarbon generally between really anywhere from 6 to 20 pounds, somebody's probably going to have a use for, in one way or another. And these items, they just get used. You know what I mean? If it's light fluoro, you're talking leader line. If it's, some lighter braid, yeah, take that opportunity to reline your spinning reels or whatever gear that you're throwing braid on. What about you, Joe? What do you think? You have anything you want to add there for the stuff that you can't miss?
No, I think you nailed it there with the stuff. Fishing line, fluorocarbon, monofilament, all those, or even braided line. An angler is going to find a use for them.
You know what? I would say too, I mentioned lipless cranks. I should also throw square bills in there because pretty much any angler's going to be able to utilize a cool square bill.
Sure. And you know what? Stick baits or Senkos from any company. Sure. That you can't go wrong with that. People are always going to use Senkos or stick bait, or, stick baits in general. But and you know what, that'll surprise an angler. If you get them legitimate stuff that because there's so many gimmicky things that, someone who doesn't fish would be like, oh my gosh, this is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But an actual fisherman wouldn't, touch it with a 10-foot pole. So, like Bobby said, the crankbaits, the fishing line, those are great things to start with. I would stay away from rods, reels, especially from a hardcore fisherman, because they typically have, their brands and their styles that they use. But, if it makes you nervous, just get a, you know what? In the end, you could just get them a gift card, to tackle warehouse, Omnia Fishing, Dark Horse Tackle,
Dark Horse Tackle for sure.
Or any of the local shops.
Too. Yeah, so if you know where they go, that'll go a long way.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to put a little personal touch on it, the things that Bobby mentioned are a great idea. Mm-hmm. Colors, stay away from the crazy colors. Try to stick with natural colors.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't miss with something that's like a natural color.
Right.
They're more than likely going to utilize it, so keep it simple in that sense. I like that. My next question for you, Joe, is, so think about the consumables that are out there in fishing, the stuff that you lose. What do you think is the consumable in the last season or even the last couple of seasons that you burn through the most? Hooks for sure. I could see that.
Yeah. Hooks and drop shot weights.
That's funny you say that because I have a couple of notes here. So here's the thing: when we're talking consumables, hooks dull out. And yes, you can sharpen hooks back, but they dull out for sure. Plastics are going to tear. Drop shot weights love to just disappear in the abyss, especially when you're using the ones that you just clip on, which there's a reason why I want that to happen. I don't want to retie that whole rig every time I get hung up in, a couple of rocks.
Drop shot rigs are a pain in the dick to retie.
They are. So it's just part of it. But I'll tell you what, man, there's nothing better than that tungsten right there. There's just not. But if I got to lose it, I'd rather lose it that way. And it's just a part of the game. It's it is what it is. For me, I think one of the big one is ball-headed jigs.
Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
I throw a lot of the finesse swim baits and stuff.
Yeah.
And I use those quite a bit. And I'll even use those with a what do you call it? A curly tail grub, and that's an absolute hammer for me. But, I throw them in stuff, and especially a lot of those, that 1/8 ounce size, I'm throwing those in the spots I know on really, really light line. It was especially throwing bait finesse. And it's one of those things I'm going to go through. If that angler at all, like this, if it's a fishing buddy and you're like, hey, I want to do something cool for them, this is a cool thing to get an idea of like what it is that they use and ask them that question. What's consumable that you use the most or that you're losing the most? Or like, what about weights and things like that? Get some of that info from them. And then, they would be amazed and super, super happy. Consumables, they're going to save gift givers from guessing colors or brands or anything like that because they're things that we basically all use. And then buying these during sales, like even if you're buying these to restock on your own, it's a massive ROI. Like massive increase on your return on investment because you save a little bit now, and it takes a sting out of losing the freaking tungsten drop shot weight when it ultimately happens. Yep. Consumables are great.
One thing I could say, I want to say while I'm thinking about it too, Bobby.
Yeah.
If you're shopping for like a legitimate like hardcore fisherman, someone who does it often, stay away from Amazon. Stay away from Temu.
Yeah.
eBay, I would stay away from unless you kind of know what you're getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, and I think that probably pretty much goes without saying. Like,
so Whatnot's a good one right now, though.
What's that? Whatnot? Yeah, Whatnot is actually kind of can be kind of freaking awesome, and at the same time deadly. And then there's the restocking. I know that this time of year is a year where anglers they'll take advantage of the sales on their own. And if you restock with the stuff that you need now while the sales are going on, it'll save you money when you're panic buying in like March or April. And I've been there multiple times where I'm like, oh shit, I forgot this. I need to get such and such. So like things that are really, really great to use to restock are line. If you're I need a bunch of line, go ahead, get a bunch of it now when you can save a little bit more. Storage boxes, terminal organizers, bait binders, stuff like that. This is a great opportunity, especially if you're an angler I think overall fishing is going to slow for everybody. It's just, like up where we're at, we generally don't really have much for open water at all to get to. So this is a good time to go through all those boxes and then get things cleaned up, get things replace the hooks if they're needed. If you have any rust anywhere, you can brush that stuff off and get things in order. Another good idea is, tools. Scissors. If you have a rusty pair of scissors floating around your boat that you just can't bring yourself to get rid of, this is a good idea to go ahead and replace them now, and that way they're done. They're good to go. Split ring tools, pliers, anything like that. This is a good opportunity to stock up on all that. And then, terminal tackle goes without saying. If you utilize EWG hooks and you're just like you're always going through them, like this is a good idea to grab a handful of packs of various size EWG hooks, or if you're your drop shot hooks, your weights, all of that stuff. Pick it up and go through, especially that terminal tackle box. Like if your terminal tackle is like mine and it's an absolute shit show, this is a great idea to audit your terminal tackle and then go through and then restock like that. Holiday discounts are definitely the time to refresh and refresh the boring but critical stuff that every single angler is going to use. So take full advantage, and then think beyond tackle. I don't think a lot of people think about this stuff when it comes to giving a gift for an angler. And like a good idea would be like guided trip gift cards if somebody does that, or just book the trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go with a buddy. So guides, that's one thing. Gift cards, obviously, to like local tackle shops, supporting small businesses is awesome. But even gift cards to like the online ones, if you know that they shop at these spots already, a gift card to one of these spots is absolutely awesome. Or even better is like if they don't, utilize, like I'll use an example of like Dark Horse Tackle, get them a subscription for a little while. Pick up a couple of boxes. Yes. If they're just getting into fishing, get the beginner's box, the Bass Essentials box. Like get that kind of stuff right there is always really good. Or then you could get them if you're what is it? Those two guys from down south that were calling us. They're related to John.
Oh, Bubba?
Junior and Bubba? Yeah, Junior and Bubba.
Junior and Bubba, yeah.
If you're into pay lakes, maybe some gift cards to a fucking pay to fish pond, memberships or park passes or something like that. Shit, if you're buying for an angler, how about their fucking fishing license for that state that they're in, Or if you're like, hey, man, you live in another state, get them a license for the state that you go to and then do this. Do a trip with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to take you out. We're going to go and I'm going to buy lunch. That's a great gift.
Yeah.
Something like that. A good idea is like, also, if you wanted to put together something that you thought that like their fishing style, they'd lean into, build a small tackle box, get a small Plano box and put a handful of lures into it, and then maybe make it a challenge and say like, hey, so go and do this. Let me know how you did on this, and this, I'd love to see how you can do fishing these presentations.
Yeah.
Something like that. It kind of keeps it fun and interesting. And those are really good gifts for gift givers who don't know necessarily like gear sizes or brands or anything like that. Yeah. It's a really good thing. And the experience is kind of awesome. And then this is a great season to upgrade things for yourself as well. It's a perfect excuse to fix any weak spots that are in your system. So if you have, cracked storage boxes or something, replace that. Swap out any rusty hooks. Upgrade a specific technique-specific rod. I've done this a bunch of times. Like, this is usually the time of year where I'll do exactly that. And I'll say, like, so I did this. There was one year with my jerkbait topwater rod. I was like, I'm going to do a little bit of an upgrade. We'll figure that out. And I'm glad that I did. I love that combo. It's great. And Joe, what's the one thing that's in your tackle setup that's like either desperately needs to be retired or is just so embarrassing that you're like, this has to go?
Bobby, yeah, I think you know me well enough right now to where I can't think of anything off the top of my head because you know how like financially irresponsible I am.
Yep.
Like, I don't very often get to that point. I think I was running a 13 fishing reel that was just that I liked because I could, like, for some reason, when I was flipping with this thing, I was just always on target, better than any of my other reels.
Really?
But the thing just, when I casted it, it sounded like a DC reel. No matter how much I cleaned it, took it apart, whatever. And I recently this year kind of was like, all right, this one's donezo.
Funny you say that. Paul has a reel that if he casts it, it sounds like a goose. No bullshit. It sounds like a goose. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's not like it wasn't like the type of reel that's worth like replacing parts on it and stuff like that, But man, let me I can't think of anything off the top of my head because I'm so financially irresponsible.
I have a lot of issues when it comes to like, I have a reel that's got to go. Yeah, I do. I have a reel that's got to go. It's not the ideal speed for what I mean. It's actually the one that I use in my jerkbait rod, and it's that Ducket. I bought it from you like years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it's a good reel, but like, it's got to go. It's not the right setting. It's just, if nothing else, it's got to go to the B team. So I think I might actually look at some of the ARC stuff and pull the plug on
there you go.
One of those gravities because there's a couple of them that look really good. It's a good excuse to try it out and see. And I'm thinking I got to go. It's a 6-speed that's on there now. I want to go to at least a 7. I get by with it. It definitely does the job, but it's not something that I love, and I'll probably still hang on to that Ducket if I need to slow something down, and I usually keep mono spooled on it, but that's one of those things.
Now that I think of it, I have a couple spinning reels that are like, they're newer, but they're like super like cheap spinning reels to where like back in the day, I just didn't care so much for spinning reels because I used them, very little.
Yeah.
But now, with kind of my focus on finesse fishing, I use them a lot more often. And I'm starting to see like how shitty they are.
And the value, you know what I mean? It's like, true, man.
I had that fit. Thank God it wasn't a tournament, but I can't remember if it was this season, a season before that. I was reeling in a fish and like the whole reel just like stripped out and like. So I had to bring it in with like my hands.
Oh man. Yeah. I think I remember you telling this story.
Yep. So it was, so that is one of those things where it's like, okay, with my focus, with my new enlightened focus on finesse fishing in a lot of situations, I need to, upgrade some of these reels so I don't have those failures. So they don't fail me, in the middle of a tournament or fishing or whatever.
No, that makes sense. I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
I have some tackle storage stuff that needs to be replaced drastically. Like I'm way behind on it. Let's talk about some of the mistakes when it comes to buying gifts. So, if you're buying something for somebody looking for a gift, don't buy something that's like super niche. Unless specifically that's that angler style. So like a good example is you might have all the good intentions in the world, but this angler is not into the big swim bait stuff. Don't go and drop, $100 on like this one lure that like now they might not even necessarily have the gear to throw that specific bait on, so take that into consideration. The super, super niche stuff might not be where to go. Beware of any of the cheap, like multi-lure, like mystery kits that are full of dead weight. So like, I think that's a really good example. Like Joe had mentioned the Amazon stuff and the Temu stuff and all that. Like you'll see like 300 piece fishing combo pack. Like, some of that stuff is okay for if you need it. Like, I mean, like I've bought some of those where it was like all terminal tackle. And while the sizes were never ideal, there was some stuff in there that was certainly usable. And for the price, it was fine. But the issue is, and a lot of that becomes a lot of waste,
Yeah.
That's the biggest part. So
there's one fishing item I buy from Temu and I will continue to buy from Temu because of the price.
Is it the O-rings?
Nope.
No?
Close, though. The tungsten nail weights.
Oh, dude, that's too much of a good deal. Yeah. Like, and that comes to like, if like somebody uses these things, that is super helpful. Like something like that is one thing, but like, especially the multi-packs, like I've seen things before where people will be like, it'll be a box that'll be something about, can I even close this anymore? Like this is actually an old jig box from when we did the Jigs and Bigs jig kits, but like it'll be a box like this, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have like, a frog in there that is just asking to get torn,
Sure.
You'll have a handful of different baits in there that like either the colors are going to be ridiculous or it's like you just there's parts that are going to fail or just fall apart or something on there. Avoid that kind of stuff. And also like anything color specific can get really risky. Stick to their confidence staples or the natural stuff that is in an area where they're going to fish. That's always good. And holidays are definitely the most cost-effective cost-effective time of year to build or rebuild your tackle system. So take full advantage of that. And especially with the slow fishing, you've now got the time to invest in getting it done. And the gifts don't have to be flashy. It's the practical ones that folks seem to like the most. And keep this in mind, if nothing else.
Nothing says I care about you like tungsten on sale.
It's true. It's true. People, that's the best you can do. Let's dive in and see what we got. We got some info in here. Folks chiming in. Let's see, we got, Metal Jones in the house says, good morning, Jigs and Bigs. And Fishing in the Stick says, I gave out the Amazon link for my EWG Neds on my Christmas list. I lose those a lot. Consumables, man. I'm telling you, like that is a great idea. You have something specific that you're like, I use this shit all the time. I remember, was it last year? My folks had asked me, they're like, so what can we get you for Christmas? We want to get you something fishing related. I was like, you guys can get me my Massachusetts license. And they're like, but like, what else can we want to give you? Like something you can like actually open. And I was like, you know what? And I think it was like a 300 yards. No, it was even bigger than that. It was a huge spool of like 12-pound fluoro, because I use that on my moving bait rod, and I'm constantly, every time I cut off a lure, I've got that's that much less that's going. I go through that so much, and I'm like, it'll be my heroes, and it's awesome. I still have a bunch of it, and it'll probably last me a couple of years. So I'm all about that. And then Zach says, all of you are going now. Hey, we made sure to get some Dark Horse tackle in there as well, buy a pack, right? Absolutely. Support local business. support Dark Horse Tackle, and that's pretty awesome. So get out there and consider your gift giving situation or your restocking situation. Either way, take advantage of the savings that are out there and available for you. Pretty much everywhere you shop, you're going to find a way to save some money. And if you can save it on tungsten, you're winning in my book. Now, let's pop that popcorn. I'm just going to sit here and hold my coffee cup like I'm on the Gilmore Girls, okay?
Bobby, I fell for the old bait and switch. I'm going to tell you guys all a little story. So as of many of you know, my wife and I were planning on buying a large RV to travel with once I retire here in, less than a year. We had gone and ordered said RV. Again, you guys all know I'm financially irresponsible. So we looked at an RV. We found one that we absolutely loved, except for there was a couple options it needed that it didn't have, that we were going to need for just to fit our needs a little better for my wife's, remote working and whatnot. So we decided to order one, custom order it. Mm-hmm. They said, we're going to give you the best deal ever. There was a little hiccup into where they sent me some wrong information and we're like, oh my gosh, like, we're so sorry. Like, could you please, like, we could actually get in trouble for sending you that. So they're like, we're going to give you the best deal. So I built this thing and I'm going to tell you guys what the price was. I built this thing and it came out to like $207,000.
Holy shit.
Right. But they said because of the hiccups or whatever, like, we're going to charge you, just $157. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, I can do that. Fast forward. I said, yep. Like, they're like, it'll be here around springtime. I was like, perfect. That's exactly when we want it. It's
of course.
Hell yeah. Fast forward. The thing ends up coming in about a week ago. And I was like, whoa, time out. They're like, yep, like, it's in, like, ready to go. I was like, whoa, time out. I'm not ready for this thing till the spring. Like, I'm not going to start paying for this thing now when I told you I didn't want it for the spring. It's like, okay, well, we'll send you over the financial paperwork and the loan, like, application. And I go, time out, guys. Like, this is not what I wanted. And make a long story longer. Meg and I had a long conversation. We're like, maybe we should pump the brakes on this. It's kind of coming on too fast. Like, we don't have the exact plans out yet.
Yeah.
I said, you know what, Meg, you're right. Let's pump the brakes on it. I'm right there with you. I was thinking the same thing. So I tell them, like, hey, we're going to back out of this, whatever. For now, like, we weren't ready right now. We told you that. Obviously, they were mad. We lost our deposit.
Sure.
$1,000. It was, $1,000 is $1,000.
Oh,
but we lost
exactly.
our deposit.
But on a $200,000 fucking trailer.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
So, So here's where it gets juicy, Bobby.
Oh, man.
Out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder if they posted it on their site to, like, sell it yet. I look on there. They posted it for $118,000.
Are you fucking serious?
I am dead serious. They posted it for $118,000 on their website. They were like, we're giving you such a good deal at $157,000.
Holy fucking shit.
I'm not going to mention the specific store because there were a couple people I dealt with I liked, and they're veterans,
Sure.
so I don't want to. But fuck Camping World, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that many times.
It's so many people. John Carter sent me a DM, like, on the side, like, hey, dude, be careful with, like, and I was like, oh, but I'm getting such a good deal, blah, blah, blah. John, you were so right, my man. Dude. I messed up, and they are going to be like, don't they are just, man, I couldn't believe it, dude. I couldn't believe it. Like they were just gonna give it right to me.
That's insane, dude.
You're right. He's right. I felt like something didn't feel right. Like something wasn't right.
Yep.
And so no longer, like at this time, we're not grabbing the camper. We're gonna wait till my actual retirement.
Yep.
And then kind of come up with a plan. But at the same time, I had ordered a truck to pull this camper. So that truck's not in yet, but I'm not going to get the truck. I don't need a fucking dually to drive around in.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my truck, which I absolutely love my truck. So I'm actually happy that I don't have to get another one. And, that's my FTG. I'm usually pretty good at not falling for stupid shit like that. And I absolutely did, dude. And I feel like such an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And man, fuck them for like trying to pull one over on the consumer like that.
Do you think that we're sending you the wrong paperwork was bullshit from the beginning, and they were basically trying to seal the deal?
That's what Meg thinks.
That's what it sounds like to me, because then what that does is it boosts your confidence as a consumer that they're like, oh shit, you got to help us out, blah, 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 blah. Because there's nothing that was saying that you couldn't just fucking take that information and just throw it on the internet. You know what I mean? Like there's that, like, I was like, when you first told me that, I was like, I wonder, I don't know, it seems predatory. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was like, I'm not a very naive person.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So naive with this whole thing. And Meg wasn't. Meg was like the whole time, and she works in sales. Obviously, she has a lot of experience with sales in the solar business. And the whole time she was just kind of like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no, babe, like this is like, he was so like authentic and, and, dude, wicked fucked up. So now it's like, I don't even want to, like, do I even like buy one at all now? Because am I just going to get fucked no matter where I go? Like, I know one thing. I don't care if I have to buy that thing in fucking California. I will go to a mom and pop fucking RV sales shop. I will not go to like a big,
No, it's not worth. Yeah.
Nope. So, and it's crazy. There's like Facebook pages about how shitty this like Camping World as a whole is.
Yeah.
Like there's Facebook pages and like, how did Camping World fuck you? Like type shit. And I was like, oh, well, everyone's experience is different. Oh, it turns out mine was pretty much
right on par. That is crazy, man. There was a Camping World. There is a Camping World right in my area that used to be a really fantastic RV dealership. It was family owned by the LeBrecq family, Diamond RV, and they got out of the business or something. I don't know what happened, but there was a dude that used to play trivia with me, right? And he took a job at Camping World, just like doing like setups for displays, I think, or something like that, or cleanings or something. And he went in and he was like, he goes, I can't work for those motherfuckers. He's like, I can't. He's like, if you ever buy a camper, don't buy it from there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and the unfortunate thing is, dude, they're buying out all the smaller RV. There's like fucking 5 of them in Massachusetts alone.
Oh, it's That's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. It's the Walmart of RVs.
Yep. At least I get a deal at fucking Walmart, dude.
I will see. I was talking with Holly about, because I was actually talking to her about your purchase and everything. I was like, this thing is insane. I was like, he was telling me about it. I'm like, this is crazy. And then because Holly's thing was like, I'll just get the truck. Cause I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not, I love my vehicle. I'm not getting a truck. I'm like, let's get a small camper that I can tow with the 4Runner. Like it doesn't, and it's just the two of us. My kids are never going to camp with us. And if they wanted to, they could sleep in my truck. I've got a beautiful setup in there that is great. And they're both shorter than both my wife and myself. They would sleep so good in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so we looked at a couple of different things, and Holly's like, well, I'll just get the truck, because she puts like dude, her car is the same year as mine. I am 110,000 miles on my car.
Yep.
She's got 32K. Maybe.
Yeah,
like she doesn't drive anymore. And that's why I'm like, I go, yeah, actually you should have the truck. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. You know, big old truck with dually, but I'm like, man, I don't know. That's wild, dude. And everybody has said the same thing. There's one dealership though that they are real heavy into the content game, and it's Bish's.
Oh, I know I've heard of it.
They're all over the country, all over the place. But I feel like they're not as like predatory as Camping World. And
sure.
I feel like they maybe, I would hope, maybe stand. It wouldn't take much to improve. It wouldn't take much.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. You got freaking had.
Yeah,
like
dude,
that.
It sucks. You know, it's just. But I'm glad. I mean, Bobby, you know me. I'm like such a shoot from the hip.
Yeah,
kind of guy when I purchase shit. Like, it's terrible. I mean, look at the fucking Icon, which I love the Icon. I absolutely love that boat, so I don't want to use that
for sure.
But it like something didn't feel right about it. Like in the back, like I never like when I'm focused on like doing something, purchasing something, like whatever. I'm like laser focused. That's all I care about. And like this time, like in the back of my head, it was like, Joe, is this a good idea? Like, should you really be doing this? Like when you don't yeah. So I'm glad I listened to, listen to myself. And again, I came in the office here when Meg was working. I was like, before this happened, I go, are we doing this too quickly? And she's like, oh my God, I've been waiting to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why didn't you? She's like, because you seemed like so laser focused on it. I just want to make sure like you seem like you had it all out planned and I trust you. And I was like, yeah, she's like, but if you are second guessing it, then maybe we need to. I was like,
that's smart. That's really, really smart.
Yep.
Man, that is crazy. Because that is a significant markup to play. Like, oh my God, that's shitty.
Wicked fucking grimy, dude. Wicked grimy. And again, the only reason why let's put it this way. It's kind of like your neck of the woods. The one I was going to.
Oh, then it's the one I was talking about. It's 100% the one I was talking about. Because there's only one out here.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And it's that one. That was the one that was oh, man. That is juicy. Fuckers. Fuckers. Hatfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
Yep.
Oh, man. Now when I'm driving up to Northfield or going to fish like New Hampshire or Vermont or anything, I'm going to lay on the horn when I go by up 91, fucking middle finger out the window.
I might too, dude.
Why not? Fucking idiots. That's terrible, dude. Oh,
yeah, grimy,
man.
Dude.
Yeah, that is super shitty.
You nailed it. Predatory.
Yeah.
It was predatory. And then I fell right into it, dude. Like, and I'm usually good about not doing that. And they got me.
Wow, dude. That is fucking brutal. I can't imagine what that moment of it clicking and you being like, hold the fuck on. And then you must have been furious when you saw it online.
When I saw it online, I was just like, dude, it was like, I lost my breath, dude. I was like, I want to call and be like, hey, I'll give you $100,000 for that fucking camper right now.
Yeah, 100%.
I will drain everything I have and just pay cash $100,000 right now. You know what I mean?
That is insane because it's it's so hard to tell when a company will list an MSRP for something and you really have to just look at it and be like, okay, so this is am I okay with spending that amount of money for this? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe because it's so fucking built up, they're because it's not like they're going to sell it and take a bath on it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It literally has every option offered.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So they're going to sell it for at least the value. They might not profit on it, the dealership itself, but now it's there and they're stuck with it. Man, that is fun. I had a feeling something was up when you were like, oh, it's ready. I thought you were going to say it was the wrong model, but no, it's right. No shit. I can't believe they did it that fast, man.
Yep. Even though you're right.
Even though they clearly
right,
need
Zach.
a bath. Yeah. The fucking stink of predatory fucking sales is all over them. Yep. God damn. Well, shit, dude. Well, let's see if we can turn this one around. And I think our live well is going to do it. I genuinely think the live well is going to do it. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Hi there. Welcome to the Live Well, where we crack open a ramp beer and attempt to answer all of your burning questions.
When the holidays start to feel a bit repetitive, reach for a Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry and put your twist on tradition. A bold cranberry and winter spice flavor fusion, Sprite Winter Spiced Cranberry is a refreshing way to shake things up this sipping season, and only for a limited time. Sprite. Obey your thirst.
In Walmart Sue Newville, time was ticking away. Only a few nights left till the big holiday. But last-minute gifters had no need to worry. Walmart Express Delivery got their gifts in a hurry. From Nintendo to Nespresso and Lego Flowers, they could check off their lists in as fast as an hour. All of Who Newville, East, West, South, and North could order gifts up until 5 p.m. on December 24th. So this holiday, just do as the Who's do. With gift delivery this fast, they all gasped. From Walmart, who knew? Subject to availability, terms and fees apply.
Yep. And now this week's Live Well, we have 4 calls that came in, and we're going to alternate them. A couple of them are congratulatory calls from listeners, longtime listeners, and a couple of them are actually both of them kind of have to do with a follow-up from last week's show. Okay. And it's pretty cool. So why don't we go ahead? We're going to dive in. We're going to hear in this call from longtime listener, Adam Blomeke.
Hey, Bobby and Joe. It's Adam up here in New Hampshire. Just wanted to take a moment and congratulate Jigs and Bigs on 300 episodes. I've been listening since before 150 episodes, and to see what the show has become from when I first started listening to it to today is nothing short of remarkable. I look forward to every Tuesday when you guys are putting out an episode. The fact that you guys have done 300 episodes without missing a single week is absolutely incredible. The amount of effort and time that you guys put into this is awesome, and I'm so grateful to have you guys and call you guys my friends and to have met you guys, and I look forward to doing a lot more fishing with both of you, and can't wait to see what the next 300 episodes of Jigs and Bigs has in store. So keep grinding, keep hustling, and tight lines, boys.
Dude, Adam is one of the dudes, and it's a long list, but Adam is one of the dudes that I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to meet. And it was 100% through the show, but it was 100%. The main thing was Dark Horse. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was that first trip to Columbus was just awesome. And it was so cool. Zekos, he goes, is this 300? Yeah, this is episode number 300 right here. So we're making history as we speak, and we're going to party in January. Adam's a great dude. Thanks so much, Adam. I appreciate you, dude. You're a good guy. Adam and I are constantly in each other's DMs, sending each other reels of various delicious foods. And I like it. It's a problem. It really is. And some of those recipes have gone into my little Rolodex of stuff that I'm going to be cooking in the future. We're gonna talk cooking. I made something this week that was absolutely out of this fucking world, and I haven't made these in a while. I've eaten them, of course, but I haven't made my own in quite a while. About that. But this is another follow up from last week's show. This has to do with last week's Just the Tip. Here's Brandon.
Bobby, and who the fuck is Joe Brown? Yeah, so I was just listening to the show, you know what I'm saying, at work, going back on. I was just thinking about the whole content stuff. Like, starting out, also just started the page and stuff, as y'all know. Starting out, what would you recommend on, like, being your on, like making videos, making shorts and stuff that I really want to focus on is making shorts right now and try getting to YouTube. How would both y'all approach when you guys first started out, pretty much? From the bank and stuff with the cameras and stuff, I could do that chest mount and stuff. I use my phone to get good videos and stuff, like, and also how would y'all, what advice would you give me from starting out from the bank and stuff, and how to position the camera and try to get as much content as possible, you know what I'm saying? And it's NJ, BFS Gang, Tight Lines.
All right. I have an idea. So Zach chimes in. He goes, "Congratulations, boys. So happy for y'all. Even happy to be a small part of it. Small part is not what you guys are. Dark Horse is a huge part of this." And he goes, "That dude's voice slows down by a few seconds per every single time I hear him." And well, I'll tell you this. I think Brandon actually left me that message while he was. I think he was working overnight, and he left me that message wicked late or super early in the morning, one or the other. And I was like, so I totally get it. Now I think what he's asking about is like cameras and setting up, like creating content for short form on the bank. And he's primarily using his phone. So there's two things that I would recommend. There is so first off, when you're recording stuff for short form, you really are only concerned with like the bulk of it. Like you're not telling a story necessarily. Like you're putting together, like getting the bulk of that clip. And then if you can add something before or after to set it up, or you're going for something viral with something kind of comical, you're going to be doing that after the fact. But like if we're talking about fishing from the bank and catching a fish, I think there's one thing that you absolutely need, and that's a tripod. You 100% are going to need to use a tripod, even if you're using your phone, something. And being that you're fishing from the bank, what I would recommend is actually looking into a tripod with like a little bit of a wider base that maybe has adjustable legs so that you can even it out, or maybe not even it out so much as just like a ball mount that you can level it using that. You know what I mean? Loosen it up and tighten it where it is so your shots look right. With the short form content, using your phone is perfect because then you can just turn the orientation of the phone, you know, whether you want it to be recording you first up. I would also recommend, there's two schools of thought here. There are those monitors that you can pick up that stick on the back of your phone so that you can see what you're shooting and use these cameras here. That is great if you want to use like slow-mo, time-lapse, or cinematic. Like if on my iPhone, I've got cinematic, which looks great. When you're using your camera, folks will say like, oh, that is a better camera. And technically, yes, it is. But also like shooting with your forward-facing camera and just getting a decent angle will more than do the job. So like this tool is really powerful, your phone. I think a tripod is huge because really what you're trying to do is we talked about this last week, is that how important it is to hook somebody right from the get-go. You know, with the shorter content. So like that first few seconds are going to be really, really important. The other item I'm going to recommend is, and I spoke specifically about one a while ago, and the company New Ear puts it out, and it's a silicone like neck mount, the chesty kind of for a GoPro. It gives you that angle. The nice thing is whether you're using a GoPro or you're using you're using a phone, like this will work with it. I'm gonna look it up as we're going. Joe, why don't you chime in here? Because I want to give him this actual part.
Yeah. So especially from the bank, that the one thing I will say, I know he mentioned like a chest rig or something and the phone's a primary, but if you have the option to have like a GoPro or something like that, I would do it, because especially from the bank, the best thing you can do is always have the camera running, because Murphy's Law, if the second you shut it off to save either storage, battery, whatever, is when you're going to have a good catch. So that would be my biggest, it happens to me all the time. I'm still like, I don't know why I do it, but there's so many times where I'm like, oh, all right, I'll just click it off and give it a rest because they're not biting. And then boom, and you're like, because there's nothing better than getting film of that hook set, like a good hook set. Oh, you know what I mean? Yep. So it's, that would be the one thing I would say, if you have the ability to, get something to where you could be filming constantly. Yep. I would do that, just use GoPro, for instance, either get a large SD card that, holds quite a bit of
128 gigs. That'll do you. It'll, I mean, you can do 8 straight hours with that.
Yep, exactly. And then, a couple few spare batteries, and you'll be money.
Yep. I mean, my whole thing is this. I'm all about versatility, and here's what it is. They call it's the New Ear magnetic neck mount, compatible with GoPro Hero. Lists a bunch of them. DJI Actions, Insta360s, blah 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 blah. But all smartphones. And basically, what it is it's this synthetic or this silicone neck mount that has a lock that goes around. It almost kind of looks like an ankle bracelet for your neck. To be honest with you. You know what I mean? But the thing
is, a little hook for a leash.
It's got it's got this little like insert tab, and there's a couple of different mounts. Like there's one that's like a GoPro for an action camera, like one that's there, but there is a smartphone one that comes with it. And you can use this. And the reason why this is good is because, number one, it gives you hands-free POV view. The problem is, like, and Joe alluded to it, you're going to kill the battery on your phone if you're trying to run video on your phone the whole time.
Or just the storage will be gone immediately.
Itself. Yeah, exactly. Like there might be things that you need to do. So a lot of the time, like, I use my phone often, but it's for like those random shots when I need to change something up, or I'm like, I want to shoot this, but I'm not going to unhook this camera or spin this around or whatever. I just grab it, do it quick. And there's a lot that you can certainly do with your phone. That is going to help for that POV stuff. So if you're like, all right, I'm going to make a cast here, I'm going to cast a catch a couple of times, or I caught one under there, I'm going to see if there's another one. That's where like recording the whole time is a big deal. Now, I will say this, Brandon, you're going to want to have some kind of a what do you call it? Some type of an action camera, regardless of what you're doing. And the reason is this: it's for that ability. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a head. It's for that possibility to record long term. I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Buy whatever action cam you can get. Right? Don't worry about shooting 4K. Don't worry about whatever. Don't worry about nothing. All you need to do is be able to put in a micro SD card and record at least 1080p quality video, at least. And if you can get up to 4K, awesome. And it doesn't have to be some crazy name brand. It doesn't have to be the brand new model. You can buy a much older GoPro or a much older DJI camera and save yourself a ton of money that way. Using a mount like that is, like I said, is going to give you that POV, right? And it's easy to turn around. And what's nice about that is you can take that off and put it on like a picnic table or something and have that be your tripod. Your tripod is something you're also going to want to have specifically for those shots where people are, where you don't want the POV, your POV, you want it to be recording you from another person's perspective, so if you want to get you in the shot casting, you holding a fish up to the camera and then talking to the camera like that, that's an important thing. A microphone is way more important than anything to do with your camera. And if all you're doing is putting for the bank, if all you're doing is putting the camera on that neck mount or a chest mount, you don't even need something wireless. I would recommend it because it'll be more versatile, but you don't need to. Like, you could plug in a mic and then clip it to that neck mount or on the chesty and then leave it right there. You'd be good to go. Having something that's wireless allows you to do different things with it and utilize it in different ways so that you'll get matching audio if you need to use different setups. If you need to use your phone for a shot, you can do that. When it comes to, like I said, your tripod, I think, is a big one. Now, as far as how do you run that camera on the bank, ditch the internal battery. Keep it as a backup. You might need it. Get yourself some type of an external battery, a power pack, something like that. Wear a hoodie. Keep it in your pocket and then just run that cable right out. Or if you have a pocket in your back and a longer cable, run it up your shirt, over your shoulder, and then right out your shirt to plug it in. So that way you have two things going on. Number one, you have way more life out of that battery pack to take you out for the entire day that you're fishing, right? Less to worry about there. But number two, it takes a source of heat and insulation out of the body of that camera, which will keep it from overheating. So that's double duty. It's saving you right there. And then you don't have to worry about carrying around a bunch of other batteries and charging them. You have one battery pack that you can utilize. You'll be good to go. And some of these things you can get into really cheap. Now, like I said, if you're just working with your phone, that neck mount and a tripod, you can do everything you need with that.
Yeah.
I would still recommend you look into a microphone, but know that it's not going to be realistic to record a full day's video efforts on a phone and have it rolling for all of your content. Lots of these times you'll be rolling with a camera and the screen will go to sleep by itself and it stops recording. You might be able to change that in your settings. In fact, you probably would have to, I would think, at some point, but it's just one of those things you want to keep in mind. So it can be a little bit of a challenge. And like I said, between battery and storage, that's going to be your biggest issue with a phone. But again, it all depends on the content that you're looking to make. So for the short term, like, you're probably not going to be recording, for short form media. What you would probably want to do, the best case scenario, use an action cam, record your entire day of fishing, and then go back and take those individual clips and edit those into a bunch of short form pieces for whatever platform you're posting them on. And pro tip, post them on all of them, because they're going to do differently on different platforms. You might have an audience that's picking up steam on one platform versus another. So rotate them around. But I would definitely say, I think the biggest thing is having some kind of a tripod. And it doesn't have to be like some crazy broadcast quality tripod. Just something that's like rigid enough to be able to be on not perfectly flat floors with no wind. Like, just something that's got some type of rigidity to be able to hold up to what you're looking to do with it. And then, most of these accessory kits have things that are built in that will have a phone mount. And all you have to do when you're searching is indicate the word smartphone, and you're going to find that stuff that's in there. But I can't, for what you want to do, I can't recommend enough an action cam. I cannot, like even the glasses and stuff, like the meta glasses, it's wicked cool. And I love that idea. But like I very rarely ever do anything that's POV from me, and it's because I don't want to have a battery like in my pocket or anything like that. It's just it's just one of those things. I would probably rely on setting up your camera on that tripod and recording yourself just fishing, and then because this way again, like then you don't have to worry about lugging around or wearing this stuff. You know what I mean? It's you're all set. But to streamline, like, you've got options. You've definitely got options. So yeah, I think that's about what he was looking for from that, was like a couple of specific tips regarding how to gather his stuff while he's on the bank. And keep in mind too, Brandon, you're bank fishing. You're going to need to be able to have this be light enough to be able to pick up and go to the other spot, because you're going to need to find fish, Let's go ahead and dive in. We have another 300th congratulations. You're going to recognize this voice.
Bobby, Joe, it's Alec Plotnikevich. Just calling. I don't got a question for Live-Well, but just wanted to say congratulations on making it to 300 episodes. It's a great accomplishment. I know it's not easy pumping it out every week, the scheduling and all that, but just want to call and say congrats. And it's currently 6 degrees on my way into work, and winter sucks. And other than that, just want to say, thank you for entertaining me on my drives to work. I don't know if I missed an episode in probably about 230 episodes.
Hell yeah.
So the entertainment is always welcome, but gotta go swing that white gold. Have a good day, fellas. Congrats again on 300.
I love that, man. Gotta go sling that white gold. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Alec. I appreciate that, man. Damn. 230 episodes he's been listening. Jesus.
For him.
That's amazing, dude. That is amazing. It's that kind of shit that and that's why I say the best part about doing this is the community.
Hell yeah.
Like the folks, the jig heads that are in here right now, and the folks that listen and reach out. I got a comment today from somebody on my YouTube, and it made my week, dude. It absolutely made my week. I'm going to read it. It's from Michael Smith. He goes, great video. He goes, that was a beautiful perch. Love the style of videos you create, man. And I was like, holy shit, dude, you just made my week. I needed that shit. Yeah. I needed that shit. Zach also says, get an external battery. And he has a good follow-up tip. He goes, at this time of year, it could serve as hot hands. He's not wrong. He is not wrong at all. The content stuff is crazy because everybody is a little bit different, and you never know what folks are necessarily dealing with or the direction that what it is that they want to create, I don't know. I'm considering maybe doing a little bit of a course, something like that. If folks are interested, I'm throwing that idea around, but this is another follow-up question. Our fourth and final call. This one is from, you guessed it, Eli Self, but Eli has, this is another one that kind of riffs off of the topic from last week's show.
Hey, it's a question for Live-Well. With this being the official 300th episode, I figured I'd ask a question, try to get you to reflect a little bit more from last week. But I know Jigs and Bigs is not where you want it to be in terms of you definitely want to make it grow and get bigger and all that. But I know it's definitely not where it was when it started. So what are some of the moments that you would say in Jigs and Bigs history that has propelled you to kind of the point you're at now, with it being a little bit bigger, definitely a little bit more well-known? What are some of those moments that definitely help push you and help you guys grow that stick out to you?
Man, I would say all of the live events, all of them. So those are the ones that really they drive the point home that this show actually matters to somebody. Mm-hmm. That's a big one. So the 100th episode, the just that room of people, the energy in that room was amazing. The 200th episode was out of this world too. The live event that we did at Oldfields back in the day, our first time. That was
my favorite, dude.
That was certainly among one of the big. Actually, that year that was the one where I was like, "Holy shit, this is wild to me." And then we've done other live stuff before, where when we did the Sean and I did the live stuff at the Trifecta for the awards ceremony. That was so unbelievably cool. It was really crazy. The trips for sure have when I talk to folks that when Todd and I were talking about the show, I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is crazy. This is resonating with people. It's that kind of shit. It's the connections that I make with people along the way that really are the thing that sort of really floor me with like, this is nuts. Like, this is beyond what I ever had intended. And, you know, it's the future, like as far as like where I want the show to be, like I want the show to obviously continue to grow for sure. But I think that we're on, I don't want to say on the right trajectory necessarily. That's not the right word for it. But I think we have a good foundation is what it is. I think we have a really good foundation to launch from right here. Yeah, I mean, also like some of the guests that we've had on too are pretty awesome. Speaking of guests, I was going back and forth with Bailey Eichbrett, and I'm recording with him next week. Awesome. The week after, I think. Yeah. So we'll have a segment with Bailey coming up, and it was Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies that brought us together. It started that conversation. So Little Debbie doing God's work out there. Really. That's right. What about you? What do you feel like, Joe? Like, what are some of the things that kind of stick out to you? Like,
oh man, I think you nailed it. I think we're kind of on the same page. Like that Oldfield show was just, man, it really emphasized me being able to kind of get out of my comfort zone, which was phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, the shots we did helped for sure. And I have a rare, I've had a rare opportunity to be in the audience for live shows, be in the 100th, and then being, behind the mic with you for others. And, so I have a couple different perspectives, which is really cool and kind of, it's just like I said last week, dude. It's just super humbling. It's just super humbling. Especially when we go to like the Columbus show or something, and people, that are not.
That's another one. The shows, dude. Like the expos. Oh my god.
Yeah, expos are a blast. Dude. Yep. They're fun. Yeah. Just have a constant conversation with people walking by, people being like, oh, I listened to your show, like that are nowhere from around where we are. Mm-hmm. And like just seeing that kind of that global reach, in person. Yeah, dude, it's just like last week. It's just super humbling. Like, and it's just like those live shows are so fun for everybody, like on both sides of the mic. And, yeah, that's it, man.
It's pretty awesome. And like, it reminds me of, obviously like we're aware that the largest listening audience of Jigs and Bigs is concentrated in the Northeast. But like, and so that's like when it sort of almost feels like it makes more sense that like the Springfield Sportsman Show or the New England Fishing Expo, like just going and making a lap around there and bumping into people and like the conversations and stuff. It totally makes sense in that setting. And I'm still humbling as shit because it's just like, it's kind of crazy. It really fucking is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But then like, what really blew me away was the amount of people when you go 10 hours west and you go to fucking Columbus. And this is one of the biggest expos for fishing that's out there. And then we're getting this same sort of like conversation and pats on the back of like, oh, hey, I love the show. This is fantastic. It's so unbelievable. I love this. This is great fucking Zach. He says, way to show how much you love the experience by not coming this year, Joe. Oh, oh, it's okay. It's okay. You still got me, Zach. You still got me. So yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff happening, man, and we're making things we're making things come together, and it's name of the game. I do have this vision of, and this kind of ties into, I had a conversation with John Carter last night, which is awesome. And he was like, dude, he goes, have you ever considered doing like some of those, like kind of like what Hookset did, like for the Camp Hookset and all that kind of stuff, like, but for the jig heads? And I was like, I have. And he was like, what? I was like, I have. I go, we had organized a trip to Cayuga not October 25, in October of 24. And I'm like, and we started out with like a list of folks that we were like, yeah, these are like folks that are in the circle. We want to have them come in. Oh yeah, perfect. You did tune in just in time. just in time. And, you know, we have these conversations with folks. We had a list of folks that were like, we want to make sure that they have the opportunity. And a lot of these folks were like the Dark Horse pro staffers from that first year at the first Airbnb and shit like that. So we did all that. We tried to get some folks that were interested, and either they weren't able to make the time work or couldn't commit early enough to be able to block a spot off. And I told John, I was like, yeah, we had like, I think we had 4 jig heads in total. Well, no, I don't count as a jig head. So we had 3 jig heads that were there in total. And it was awesome. It was awesome to have them. We had a great time. This is when we were at Cayuga. And I was like, I would love to do that again. The thing is with the camp hook set that was different was that was at a body of water where some of the hook set fam had, you know, some property and were able to make that work. That was a little bit of a different animal. If we had that sort of connection, 100%, we would just do something like that. But what makes it tricky and what makes it, I think, the most challenging is that if we do this, we've got to plan it around a body of water that can facilitate a shitload of people. You know what I mean? You know, and not only us and who's in our group, but whomever is on that body of water that day. And it might turn out where there's like a local tournament on that day. We just have to live with it. So having a couple of days to be able to get on the water and make the best of it kind of work out. Fishing at those types of events is for sure at the forefront, but it's not the only thing. You know, I don't want to put pressure on anybody to have like whatever. And I'll be honest with you, that trip at Cayuga, having it line up with the slot limit tournament was the dumbest thing I ever freaking put together, but it just made sense because of that weekend. I kind of want to put something like this together. I really do. Find a body of water that's just, it makes sense to do this and do something with the jig heads and get out there. Cause we do have jig heads that are not local. And I try to, you know, be as, you know, this is actually the perfect presentation of it because we got Zek, who's out in Western PA. We've got Todd, who's out in Michigan, and then we got John, who's in Massachusetts up here. So that's like just a little snapshot right there. When you start to look at like some of these spots, I would love to put something like this together. And it's got me thinking about another thing. The bug is officially hit. I really want to start doing like more live events. I really do. And I think that the 300th episode is showing me that it's a possibility. Like if I do it the right way, I think what I might do is line up a trip where, or what I'm going to, initially my thought was like, my goal has always been like, I'd love to go east to west. Or start out west and come back east and do the whole country. Logistically just does not make any sense because it would take me a month to do it, you know? Yeah. And I can't let that much work go, you know? Obviously I will come back and I won't have any accounts. That's the problem. So I'm thinking, how could I realistically do this? I could take a pocket of the country at the time. So my thought is that I think like maybe this spring, let's start right here in New England, you know? And maybe do one like locally and go up to and do like the Vermont side of Champlain, go and do the St. Lawrence River, go down to, Connecticut, Connecticut, maybe the Candlewood area, something like that. And then, you know, start with a few in that area. Winnipesaukee, I could do one up that way, you know? Don't say west, Dave will hear you. And then, you know, next winter, maybe the goal is going to be to do like the Gulf. Yeah. Start in Florida, work my way around to like the Houston area, do something like that. And I could make it worth it where folks would be able to come in and, you know, I would basically, my plan for this would be to roll in, do fishy trivia, give away some prizes, you know, and it might not be like a full 90-minute game, but then I'd record a monologue. Like I'd record like a separate standalone segment right there. It would be a YouTube video. It would be on the podcast. It would be on all the platforms, you know, but it would be something where it would be a lot of engaging, almost like that jighead profile video type thing, except with a crowd of people and a live mic that they can come up and, you know, or if I'm fishing with one person, I bring them up with me and then together we just have this roundtable conversation for like a reasonable amount of time, for like an hour, you know? Yep. this is where that new equipment could be kind of cool. Automatically changing cameras.
That's true.
I'm just like, it would make my life a little bit easier, but also like I've got the infrastructure to be able to do it and make it work. The challenge is like for traveling like that would be lodging. That's the whole thing, because I can't exactly camp in the truck when I've got a bunch of PA gear, screens, and all that other stuff in there. It might be kind of tricky, but it's one of those things that is in my mind. Like I really want to see, and I'd like to see that be a little bit of the next like in-person growth of the show and getting out there. And obviously the nice thing about starting with in New England, Joe, is that it would be easy for you to jump in and go with this. Although you might be retired by the time we go down south.
That's true. Yeah.
And that could be kind of cool.
Yep.
Because lodging could be a different sort of animal. We could rent a camper and take one boat.
Mm-hmm.
That might not be a terrible idea. I don't think we could get Camping World to sponsor us, though. So we're going to be reaching out to Bish's. Josh, I'll be in touch, buddy. I'm going to be in touch. We'll talk to Josh at Bish's RV. Josh, the RV nerd.
Yeah, there you go.
It's what we do. This is what we do. Oh, this is great. Zach says, yeah, I hear Camping World has a great deal on custom camper. They do. I should fucking be like, hey guys, look, here's the deal. How about you do a little sponsorship with the show? We go down, it'll be awesome. Oh, who's your co-host? You never heard of him.
Oh, Hilton stay. Your beds are soft and cozy. No lumpy couch, no stiff futon, no shower line at crack of dawn. Oh, Hilton stay, oh, Hilton stay.
When you want holiday comfort you can count on, it matters where you stay. Enjoy comfortable rooms and friendly service when you stay with Hilton instead. Save up to 25% this season when you book with Hilton. Hilton for the stay. Terms apply.
This episode is presented by State Farm. Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the protection of an offensive guard on the football field, but getting an elementary school crossing guard. Sure, they're both guards, but you can only trust one to keep your quarterback safe when the game is on the line. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I think we got ourselves the makings of a pretty damn good winter, and there's going to be some ice fishing content. If anytime I get out on the ice this year, YouTube video, 100%.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to have cameras going. The whole deal. It's going to be great. I'm going to record some content and see what happens. But yeah, maybe it's time to bust out that jigging rod and get my single tip up ready to go just in case.
Just in case.
I don't know, man. What a good show. You got anything you want to throw in here as we wrap things up, Joe?
That's it, man. Great show.
Fucking
see y'all next week.
Hey, appreciate you guys so much for listening to the show and reaching out and sending us congratulatory messages and stuff. You guys are the real goats here. It's this show wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for the listeners and the community that's come together to put this together. So we appreciate you guys 100%. If you're still out there catching them, please let us know. We want to just keep hope alive at this point. I don't know how this is going to look as far as me getting out to the Cape anytime soon, but we will figure it out and make some things happen. If you are getting ready for Expo season, remember that you'll be able to spot Joe up at the New England Fishing Expo out here in Marlboro, right? Is it Marlboro?
It is Marlboro. Yeah.
In Marlboro. You'll be able to check out Joe over the New England Fishing Expo. But that same weekend, your boy Bobby Roast Beef and Binny Outdoors, we're going to be at the Dark Horse Tackle booth at the Columbus Fishing Expo. So wherever you are in the country, you'll be able to check out some good stuff. I think we should plan like a little live stream comparing yeah, that could be kind of fun. One of those nights, we do a little live stream where we compare and we'll capture just like video clips of stuff, and we'll kind of do like an expo breakdown.
Expos across America.
I kind of like it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll fix myself a big fucking bowl of that Skyline chili and fucking shit my pants. It'll be great.
Yep.
You guys have yourself a fantastic experience out there catching them. We have good stuff lined up for you. Hopefully you got some good tips for buying or restocking your fishing gear, utilizing and taking full advantage of some of those sales that are out there now. Go and save yourself some cash and restock and get ready, because 2026 is going to be here before you know it, and we will be on the water hitting it hard. As always, if you guys are interested in tickets for the Jigs and Bigs 300th episode celebration event, it's coming up on January the 24th. It is happening. We'll be going live at what I think 7:30 is the plan. And it's going to be on our YouTube channel. But if you want to get in with the giveaways, you got to get a ticket to be entered in. And we've got some amazing prizes that we're going to be giving away, getting shipped right out to listeners and viewers all over the place. And not to mention, if you, again, earlier in the show, and I'm going to be posting these links in the description, if you're going to come out to Springfield for the live event and an opportunity to win some awesome door prizes as well that include trips to fish on both the Implication and Joe's beautiful Icon, you should definitely come on out. It'll be a good time. We got lodging options for you if you guys need them. Now is the time. We are 8 weeks out to the live event. So go ahead, get yourselves set up and situated, and we'll go from there. Remember, tickets and information, jigsandbigs.com. Right there, it's the top link on the page. You can't miss it. Also really excited about 26's tournament series stuff that we have lined up. Binya and I have been doing a little bit of talking back and forth. We've got him as an admin now for Fishing Chaos, and things are going to get really, really interesting. It's going to be fun. So you guys have a great one. We will see you. And like we always say,
tits and ass, smoke some grass.
I'm waiting for the right time to
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.